All right, guys. So, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone is fine. I hope everyone is fine. If you can hear me clearly, just let me know. Can you hear me?
Yes, you can hear me. Good morning.
All right. All right. So the audio is good. All right.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. So come in. Okay. So basically, what we will just be doing today is we'll be talking, and then we'll be setting the pace for ourselves for this year. A lot of things have actually happened to me just in the couple of how many days do we have now? How many days do we have right here this year? I've actually met a lot of people. I've met with investors that want to trade, and I've also been able to get people to also, trust in certain amount of money, you know, with me and stuff. So, but the interesting thing is what most people don't actually get to picture out or get to see in the whole process of being able to just trade and stuff. So, which is what I'm going to be bringing to your notice today. Okay. So, the very first thing is understanding that trading is not a get rich quick scheme. You're not trading just to get rich quick in a short period of time. You're not trading for just today. You're not trading for just tomorrow. You're not just trading for the time being. Do you understand? You're trading for a long term. You're trading to actually have a purpose. Do you understand? You're trading to actually have a track record. You're trading to actually have um, a substantial way to call yourself a trader, not just because you can trade the market, but because you've actually been able to trade the market over time. Do you understand? So it's very important to understand that when it comes to being able to stay long in the market, it is better than just gambling around in the market. What do I mean by staying long in the market? Staying long in the market means that you funded 100K in your account and you're risking 5,000 naira per trade. You will find out that you will stay longer in the market than somebody who is risking 50,000 naira per trade. And when you're risking 50,000 naira per trade, you just have two losses and your account is gone. Do we understand? So you want to not just trade because you find it as an opportunity to change your life or to change whatever. It's also an opportunity for you to stay long on the market, and long in the sense that you want to be able to trade consistently. Now, one of the things that actually, fostered the whole, I want to just host this compounding program where we are able to just trade 100K to 20 million naira in 6 months. That's because I've built the consistency over time. Do you understand? I am consistent on the market. I've been consistent on demo. I've been consistent on real accounts. I've been consistent on the normal analyzing of the charts. Do you understand? I've been consistent on not even taking trades, just analyzing the market. I just watch the way the market moves, and I do this every day, every day. Now, for you who is just coming into this market, who is coming into this world, or who is coming in as a forex trader, pretty much, it's very important to pay attention to the fact that you have to be able to know that you want to stay in these charts for long. You want to trade every day. You want to wake up in the morning after you've done your prayers. You want to go to the charts. You want to be obsessed about the charts. You want to see the chart as a place where that's the only thing that can actually make meaning to you. You understand? That's the only way you can make money here. If you don't see the chart as a place where nothing else can actually take the love or the obsession you have for the chart, then you're not meant to be trading at all. Do you understand? Like, it's very important to know that trading is not for everybody. Not everybody will trade. Not everybody will know how to trade. Even if everybody know how to trade, not everybody will stay in the market for long. Do you understand? So one of the major thing about beginners is the fact that they don't want to stay long in the market, and it's a big issue. Some people are not even consistent on demo. How do you then expect to be consistent on a real account? Forget the fact that demo is this or demo is that. You can be consistent on the demo account, and then you will be able to make substantial amount of profits just looking at the way that you made the decision yourself. Number one, you also executed the trades. Now, in those just doing those two things, you will actually build something. Number one, the very first thing you will build is the ability to be able to analyze the market. Number two, you will also be able to build getting right entries. Do you understand? It is one thing to trade, it's another thing to be able to understand that there are right entries. You don't just enter the market anywhere, anytime, any day, or how you feel. You understand? Or what you are seeing. You actually, and the only way you can know when is right for you to enter this market is when you practice. You understand? You have to practice the analyzing of the charts every day. Saturday, Sunday, you have to backtest. You know what backtesting means? Backtesting means going back to the past to see how the market actually reacted on a trend line. See how the pair you actually trade reacted on a Fibonacci retracement too. See how the market actually reacted to a process where you just you ignored the part, but you see that okay, price was able to actually make meaning out of that place. Do you understand? So it's very important that you know that when it comes to this particular skill, this particular skill set, it is not. Don't take it as a side hustle. Don't think of it as a side hustle. For me, it is not, and I don't expect anyone on this call to take it as a side hustle. Don't take it as a side hustle. Take it as a skill that you want to have. Take it as a skill that you want to be obsessed with. Take it as a skill that will provide for you daily. Take it as a skill that will provide for your future. Take it as a skill that will provide for your family as a whole. Take it as a skill that will also provide for you yourself even while you're growing up. Take it as a skill that will help you achieve those dreams that you actually have or that you have listed out for the year 2025. Okay, this year is going to be a very, very interesting one for me. And I want it to be very, very interesting one for you too as well. Because I'm starting it off on a good note. Someone called me yesterday and Daniel, I want to start investing. I want you to trade for me. I want you to do this and do that. And I'm going to tell you for a fact, it is just based off of me posting my profit, me posting my skills, me telling people about what I can do on the market, what is possible on the market. That's how I've been able to just get people to put their funds in my trust. Do you understand? That's how I've been able to get people to be wanting to work. Okay, this guy knows the knowledge. Let's fund him and let's see what he can actually make of the market. So as a beginner, I know one of the major issues we might have is basically funding. And now when it comes to funding, it is also the easiest thing. It is also the easiest thing. The only difference between someone who actually has access to funding and someone who don't have access to funding is the skill set. Do you understand? Do you have the knowledge enough to make profits? Have you sat down on the demo account like you using TradingView? You saw a setup, you go to your demo account, you executed it, you analyze the market, you manage that trade. Have you done all those things? If you've not done these things consistently every day, then definitely you don't deserve to be funded. Do you understand? You have to be able to put in the work before you get funding. Do you understand? $10,000 is not a small money. $20,000 is not a small money. I don't want you to think small right now. Target to be able to trade $5 million. That's my dream. I want to be able to trade $5 million, $10 million. I want to be able to trade $100 million. I want to be able to trade $500 million. These things are possible. Imagine you making 1% on a $500 million account. 1% on a $500 million account. Do you know how much that would be? Do you know how much? That's a crazy amount of money. So when you come into this market, don't take it as just you trading, or just you following signals, or just you being in Daniel's group, or just you being in this and that. Take it as I have to grow. I have to understand how this market works. I have to pay attention to every detail. I have to also wonder. Sometimes when you've executed my trade, you go back to the chart and say, what did Daniel see here? Why did he actually even make this decision at this particular point in time? Why can't I also make such a decision at this particular point in time? Do you understand? If you look at the trade I was on as of yesterday night on BTC, I was able to make substantial amount of profit from BTC just in the night, around 8 o'clock in the night, or thereabout, or 7 o'clock. I was on the trade. All I saw was a W pattern on the 1 minute time frame, and I needed to just make some 30,000 naira, and immediately I made it and I exited. Do you understand? Why was I able to see it? Why was I able to see it? It was because number one, I am obsessed with the charts. I can be talking to somebody now and I'm still going back to the charts. I can be in class and I'll still go back to the charts. I don't care. You understand? I can be on the road and I'll still be seeing setups. I'm obsessed with it. I'm not. It's not a two-way thing for me. It is one way, one way. It is either it or it is not it. Do you understand? It is either it or it is it. So if you can be like that, you can be like me. You can be like Jeffrey Benson. You can be like any of you first. You can be like Cuban, which is like my major what's it called now? Jeffrey Benson taught me forex, you know, and then I've been able to learn from him a lot of times. Today I am here. I am focusing on how can I even get myself into QBank's courses. I'm learning. Every time I'm learning. Every time I'm learning. Every time I'm always on YouTube. Every time I'm always on this particular person's course, on this particular person's video, on this particular this, on this particular that. But I am making sure that I am not going out of my what my strategy. I am making sure that I am not diving or deviating from my strategy. I'm making sure that people who I am following are actually also using my strategy. So if you ask, what strategy do I teach? I teach trend lines. Do you understand? I teach trend lines. I teach support resistance. I teach also Fibonacci retracement. I teach how to be able to use candlestick patterns as well as candlestick confirmations to actually take trades. Do you understand? So now, without talking too much, let's go straight into what I actually have here. Let me see. So you have to really be able to see yourself as a very, very big person. You have to be able to know that this skill can afford you a real estate worth of billions. Do you understand? It's not a two-way thing. Do you understand? It is just one way thing, and you have to see it that way. You have to be able to see the market as a place that you can make billions from, because people are making it. People are making it every day in, day out, day in, day out. So before we dive into the charts, right? Well, what has been your major fear for adventure trading so far that you've been trading with me? What has been your major fear? Yeah, anybody? What have been that major thing that you see in the charts? Like, oh man, I mean, this is. I'm so. Whatever. What has been the major fear for you? What has been the major fear for you? You can unmute. You can unmute if you have something to say. All right. So I'm with you. I'm with you. Anybody? So we all don't have any. What we
So,
do?
now for
All right.
me, that was that was when I started then, as at last year. So my major fear was when I'm in a trade, let's say demo account then, even though it was a demo account, whenever I see a candlestick um come coming up, like I usually have that fear then. So as time goes on, I realize that even though if a bearish candlestick, maybe I'm on a sell and a bullish candlestick is evolving. So you understand? So I as time goes on, I realize that even though if that candlestick is coming bullish, there is tendency that it can change to bearish back. So as time goes on, I that was what I was able to realize, that even though if that candlestick is um started bullish, it can ended bearish. So that was my fear then. But now I have been able to realize that. So
All right. So thank you for that, Israel. So basically, that's a major fear for beginners, right? I think it was Tolu that asked me yesterday that should we still hold this trade? I think that trade was running in a loss, right? Then Tolu was scared that okay, is this going to go higher than hit our stop loss? And I was like, okay, just calm down, no way. Yes, Gipua was very funny yesterday, and like I mean, it was supposed to give us substantial amount of profit, but I don't know, and the market condition could just be somehow sometimes. But yeah, the interesting thing is candlesticks can really, really torment you. Okay. You just have to be able to build that resistance against it and trust that analysis. Do you understand? So let's imagine you're buying off a particular zone, then you have your reasons why you're buying. You've seen candlestick confirmations, you see that it's on the trend line, you've seen that is this, is this, is that. You understand? You have like five confluences, five reasons why you're buying. If they like, there should be any bullish or bearish candlestick that want to come out from the chart. Keep your keep your head focused that this is still going to go in profit for me, regardless of it. You understand? You don't have to be unsettled. You don't have to be scared. You don't have to panic. You just have to just trust that process. Trust that analysis. How will I put it more in the sense that just like yesterday, USD JPY trade, right? USD JPY trade yesterday was very, 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 very tormenting. So it was looking as if it wasn't going to buy. It was looking as if it was even going to hit our SL. Now, will I say I have built so much resistance for the movement of the markets? No. But the point is, I have been able to tame the amount of ways the movement of the market actually affects me. You understand? Another thing is don't focus on the profits. Leave the profits alone. Leave that trade section of MT5. Leave it alone. You understand? The part you want to focus on is on trading view or on your MT5 charts. You just want to be looking at the charts. You don't want to care whether you are running in a loss. I mean, sometimes if you are seeing those reds and those greens, it can be affecting you. You just like, hey, Jesus, what is happening? This is going against me. This is a life account. This is that. But when you just focus on the charts, you understand? You see that this is moving, this is moving, this is moving. Okay, no problem. You also don't want to make sure that the candlestick reactions are not making you react. You understand? You are just looking at them. You're letting the market do its thing. You understand? The market can show a bullish engulfing, a bearish engulfing, and then it will still go your direction, regardless of whatever your bias is. Do you understand? So that's a very good one, Israel. I mean, it's very, very nice. So Tolu, share with us your experience of yesterday. Tell us how are you feeling? How are you feeling when you saw the? I know I knew the question came from a place of fear. You know? so I'm with you. So share with us. All right.
Okay, sir. So actually, that yesterday, as I saw it going like down, that we're going on a loss, I was a bit scared. But when it was coming back up, that we're running in profits, I was having peace of mind. Then after a while, I noticed that it was coming down again, almost hitting our entry point. That's why I asked that should we still hold on or we should just exit, because I was already having the fear that it might go down. But when I noticed the pattern it was kind of forming higher highs and higher lows. Then I now understood that okay, it's still going to shoot up, still going to shoot up. So that was to give me peace of mind.
So that's just it. Like I
That
said, focus on the charts, right? You get. So I mean, I'm glad you had that feeling because that's the feeling of what forex is about. If you don't have those feelings, it means you're not trading. You understand? You have to have that. If you're using a demo, you might never have that feeling. You just be like, oh, this is demo account. It's no big. You understand? All right. So that's the major feeling of what forex is about. Okay, that's the major feeling of what forex is about. So any other person, Agozim, do you have anything to say? Pretty much. Aiba Folakemi, I
Um,
mean,
I think I think I'm still getting used to like the emotional I don't know, like being able to like control my emotions like when a trade is being taken, like that fear of like you don't know what next is going to happen in the market. So I think that's like my fear currently. Like the whole emotions that go with each trade that you execute.
all right. So that's a very good one, there, Agozim. Yeah, actually, it's a lot when it comes to emotions. Some people even go for courses to learn how to really control their emotions and stuff. But there is really no need for all of that. Do you understand? all you have to do is just trust the analysis, trust that it's going to play out. If it even eventually hits stop loss, you have to know that these markets, the only thing I have control over is my analysis. You understand? The other thing I also have control over is how I actually execute the trade when I click on buy or when I click on sell. You understand? The other thing I have control over is also knowing where to put my stop loss and where to put my take profit. Do you understand? But one thing I don't have control over is the movement of the market. Do you understand? That's one thing you don't have control over. So you can only manage your trades. You can only, propel yourself to actually make certain decisions in the market, but you can't actually decide how one candlestick will move. Do you understand? You can't actually decide on how. You can't even phantom how one candlestick will move. You just have to trust that analysis and watch it play out. Do you understand? You don't want to panic too much. You want to just trust the process. You want to be able to develop your mindset in a way that you can actually see the market move and trust the analysis so much. And I know the fact that we've actually had two losses, I'm going to be going through all of that pretty much soon. So let me present my screen right now, and then they will see what's up with it. All right, so let's go to this year's DPY trade. First off, I'm sure everyone can see my screen right there.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
you see, one of the interesting thing about being able to manage your trade is the fact that when you see certain things coming up, you just be able to know. And the way you can know all these things is based off of experience. You understand? As of yesterday, while we were buying on this particular, while we were buying on USDPY, I actually told us to exit at this point. You understand? I told us to exit at this point. You see that? Now, why did I actually even tell us to exit at the first instance? Why did I tell us to exit? Now, the reason why I told us to exit was pretty much simple. Because of what we've seen here are multiple weeks rejection. What's multiple week rejection? When you see that price is pushing up, pushing down, pushing up, pushing down. Do you understand? It is both creating week. First 15 minutes candlestick created this week. The next one created this week. The third one created this week. So what are we still doing in the market? You have to exit. Because in that point in time, it is what it is telling you right there is that what there's an indecision in the market. It can go two ways. You understand? Indecision in the market, it can go two ways. It can actually go in profit for you. At the same time, it can actually go in loss. Do you understand? Now you see that assuming we didn't exit this market and we were anticipating a take profit to be hit right there, do you know that we would have actually hit our SL? Do you see that the price actually came to the SL? You can see that assuming we didn't exit immediately that yesterday, we would have actually had ourselves burnt and would have lost the money we already made. Do you understand? So it is very important to know that managing your trades comes with experience. Being able to see reasons, you can exit your trade before take profit, but are you just exiting the trade because you're scared, or you're exiting the trade because the chart is telling you something? Do you understand? Now, if you look at what this chart is actually doing here, you will see that it actually has given us a very nice opportunity again to buy yesterday. But the point is, I didn't want us to go in again. I just wanted us to just exit and just stay out of the market for some time. Now, if you go to the 30 minutes time frame, we will see that the second way at which I trade my W pattern actually formed. Let me remove drawings. Let me remove indicators as well. The way I trade my W patterns are two ways. Okay. Now, if you pay attention to this chart, you will see that there's a W pattern forming right here. This is a W pattern. You can see this. Okay. Now, this is a W pattern. One of the way at which I trade my W pattern involves just looking at this, like 1, 2, 3, 4. You see that? Then price come back to this neckline. Then we see price push to the upside. You understand? But now, the other way at which you can trade the W pattern is what this chart actually gave. Now it formed the W pattern. It formed the W pattern here. Swept liquidity, then started pushing up. Do you see that? So now that's what it actually formed here. If you pay attention to it very well, you see that this is a W pattern that formed here, right here, down. Then it came to this point. We took our profit here, came down again, swept liquidity. What's liquidity? Liquidity is our stop loss. The stop loss is people's stop losses that are in this market. It took everything out, then what? Started pushing to the upside. So where will you take your entry if you actually see a setup like this? Your entry for a long will actually be from this point. You see that? Your entry for a long will actually be from this point. You'll probably be targeting this high here. You see that? So then continue to a candlestick chart and see it clearly. You see that that's what it did. Immediately it swept all the stop losses that was here. What happened? It started pushing to the upside before the market closed. Do you understand? So it's very important to see what it is presenting to you. So now, with me being able to just look at this opportunity, I just decided that let's just leave it. Let's leave today. Let's USD why has already tormented us enough. Let us go into the market again and get some more torments added to the ones we've already had. You understand? Now let's go to GBP USD trade. The GBP USD trade we actually hit SL on as well. I want us to walk through it. I saw something that I could have actually seen on a normal day, but as for a fact, right, this is also a lesson for you as a beginner. I've also learned from it. I've learned from it, and I also want you guys to learn from it as well. Good. Now, the day at which I called in this buy, you know, I first of all told you guys that we were in a consolidating market, which is true. Okay, we're in a consolidating market, and one thing about the consolidating market is sometimes there's always a breakout, either to the upside or to the downside. Do you understand? Now, at the point at which we entered the market, that point was where the market decided to break out of that consolidation zone. But unknown to me, like I said, you don't know. You are just seeing what is happening in the market and you're making decisions of that particular move that's actually happening in the market. So now, but what thing I actually ignored, what I ignored majorly was this trend line. Now, I could have told us to actually wait. Do you understand? Which is what I should have done, is that we should actually wait till we see a significant breakout of this trend line before we start buying on GBP USD. Do you understand? Now, of course, I saw my W pattern formed right here. You can see W pattern here. Then I saw a little bit of a retest to the neckline, and I was expecting it to push to the upside after that. And I mean, it gave us a bullish engulfing after this doji. But then again, it had its own plan, and one of its plan is to what? To respect this trend line. Now, one thing I should have also done was to also tell us that exit this trade in minor loss, which I didn't, because of course my rule tells me that whenever I'm in a trade, I should always wait till I actually hit stop loss before I exit the trade. That's one thing my rule tells me. I don't gamble. We don't gamble. We actually do respect the analysis. Now, you see that we were risking just tiny, 20 pips, nothing much. Do you understand? We're just risking 20 pips. Okay, it was 30 pips. Now, 30 pips. And if per adventure I had waited for this particular candlestick to actually break on this trend line, probably would have actually gotten our buy opportunity. And if I had waited, probably I would have seen this bearish engulfing coming out after this bullish engulfing. Then I would have taken us what? On a sell opportunity, and we could have break out. Or I should wait for price to break out of this zone. Do you understand? Price should break out of this zone, which price did. And then what happened? There was a V-test. Do you see that V-test there? Can we see the V-test? Price broke out of the zone. There was a V-test to the upside. Then there was a bearish engulfing. Then right here, I would have called in a sell for us, and then we would have actually gone in short on GBP USD right there. And I'm telling you, we would have made substantial amount of profit. This is like how many pips is this? I think this should be from here. If our entry point is right here, can you imagine 120 pips or 30 pips there about? You see, a very good trade. But then again, that's where you have to also understand that patience is key. You have to be patient. You have to be able to trust this. You have to be patient, very, very patient. You have to be very, very patient. You have to be able to see that the market also does what? Respect your analysis. And all these are basically how we've been able to just, go over what we actually did last week. Now, another trade we took was on BTC, right? We took another trade on BTC USD. I learned from my losses, so don't you also you actually have losses and you also have to learn from it. I actually got in on BTC as well, and then this is just like we are doing a breakdown of the chart, so just enjoy the ride, okay? Now, our BTC trade, do I still have that? Do I still have? Let me check where our entry point was. I'm not sure I still have that. Let me check. Let me say our entry on BTC buy. So our entry was on the 5 minute time frame, and then that was where we entered was quite of a bit of choppy because we shouldn't have entered there. That was not somewhere here. Okay, the price was at 93 something something. I think it was somewhere here. Okay, so our entry was 93.4466. Let me use this horizontal line to just grab that. Okay, good. I've seen our entry. Our entry was right here. Now, our entry actually obeyed my rule. Okay, it actually obeyed my rule. Our entry was right here. But one thing that it didn't obey was the fact that I could see that price was actually forming that W pattern below a support zone that could easily turn to a resistance zone. Okay, which is the mistake. Now, you want to make sure that you're taking your entries from points where there is no reason why price should reverse from, okay, which was the mistake I made. Of course, there's a W pattern, but that W pattern didn't act as a W pattern right below that zone. Basically, it acted as a retest to that particular support zone. Do you understand? That is as a retest. So there was a breakout of the support zone, and there was the retest there. All these things were just retest. Then it came down. Then it took the stop. Now, whereas our entry should have now been right below after that particular move, then we should have gotten an entry right here. Now, if you pay attention, we will now see that there are zones that could have stopped us, but it is not immediate. Do you understand? What do I mean by immediate? It means that the breakout already occurred and price already pushed down, okay, of this zone. Now, this one, the breakout occurred, but price has not pushed down before we took our buy entry. Do you understand the difference now? The difference is there was a breakout as well, yeah, but price already sold off what it wants to sell off from this particular zone. And then we can now take our entry, having seen that W pattern from right there, and then we would have made profit off this market. Do you understand? So being able to know that all these things is very important to you. You go back, see your mistakes, and be able to learn from them. Now, one thing we've learned so far, if you're following me, what have you observed about the mistakes about GBP USD and about BTC USD? Just basically how hit stop loss on those two trades. What did you observe about those two trades? Anybody? What do you observe about those two trades? Like, what did I say are majorly the problems that the thing that actually makes it stop loss?
Number one, impatient.
Yes, number one, impatience. That's we not being patient. Okay, what other thing again? What other thing? Anybody? What other thing do you observe could have been the mistake on these trades? Rakemi, is there anything you want to say? Tolu, what about you? Any other thing? I mean, this if we had actually waited for this particular buy, should have been a very, very good sell, of course. I mean, would have made profit, even over like probably 12,000 naira would have been made if you had actually waited for this particular W pattern to form patiently. Just the way just went straight up to take profits and then boom, we are in a very, very nice move. So what any other person? Any other person? What do you observe? What do you observe? Like, what did I actually say that was the anybody based off of the support storm resistance stuff that I actually made mention of? Can anybody just come again with that? Can anybody come again with that? All right. So if nobody, I'll just go over it again. So what I was saying is we took our entry off an immediate breakout. Okay, this was a breakout. The sale has not actually happened previously. It has not happened before we took our entry. So we should have waited for the sell off of this particular breakout to actually happen before we take our profit. So majorly it has been impatient and also not what waiting for the right time to actually take our entry. Okay, so it has been impatient and we're not waiting for the right time to take our entry. So you have to be very patient, very patient, very patient. So the trade I took yesterday, that I think it was around the night, and then I was able to just make some little money out of the market, was basically out of this W pattern here. Now, if you take your trend line, you'll find out that I always do this on my phone, so you don't have to. I mean, there's no excuse to why you're not trading. So I did this on my phone. I just took this trend line. You can see simple connecting. I was just connecting this point like this, like this, like this. So then right here formed a W pattern for me. Do you see that? Do you see that W pattern? Price from the W pattern right there on the trend line. Then I waited for the retest to the neckline. Then after that retest, I saw this bullish engulfing. I mean, that bullish candlestick. Then I just went long immediately. Okay, I went long immediately, and I took my profit somewhere around here. Okay, when I already hit the target of 30,000 naira, I kept my stop loss slightly below this point here. I wasn't ready to risk too much. I kept my stop loss slightly below this point, and I was able to make profit. All this thing was happening around 19 o'clock. That's like 7 o'clock in the night. Do you understand? So just keeping it simple like that, and just being able to just take profit. So from next week, okay, we'll be considering taking two trades. Okay, from next week we'll be considering taking two trades, and everything will be on BTC USD. Okay, because we want to be able to grow this account substantially this month precisely. We want to see a significant growth, probably like 200k profits already before January ends. So let's try our best to stay very active. I mean, I like the fact that everybody on this call are pretty much everybody in the group. Is there any other person that is in this group that is not on this call? There are people that are in this group that are not on this call, like Tosin. What's this guy name now? Why is he not on the call? Tosin and Tosin asked for this call yesterday. I told her that I'm going to be doing it today, so now she's not here. All right, but anyways, I hope everyone do enjoy your weekend, and then make sure you go back and back test on your pairs. If you're trading GBP USD, keep practicing. Don't trade it on a live account yet. Go back and trade it on your demo account. Okay, analyze the market and then continue trading. While you are actually on this program, you can still trade on your demo account to practice. Okay, the essence for this program is for you to be able to build a substantial amount of capital for you to continue trading for the rest of this year. Do you understand? So then, but for you to practice, go to Trading View on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, anytime. Check out setup, analyze the market, send it to me. I'll be proud to see your setup, telling me this is why I want to buy from here, this is why I want to sell from here. Then I'll be able to tell you what I am seeing and what you should do. Okay? So let's take it easy and then let's enjoy the rest of our weekend. Signing out here is Daniel. Thank you very much for joining. Do you have any question? Any question? Any question? Any question, please? Any question? Any question? Do we have any question, guys? Okay, so if no question, then I guess we'll call it a day then. Bye. All right.
Bye, sir.
Yeah, take care.